Hello, everyone. Welcome to Artists and the City, where you meet the newest artists that you should know right now. This is the second episode, and we have our second guest, Jaime Marrero. How are you, Jamie? Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm doing good.
You're really sweaty.
Yeah, I'm a little worked up right now. It's a situation.
Talk to the mic.
Yeah, I'm a little worked up from before, but.
Okay, so could you introduce yourself, please?
Oh yeah, well, I'm an artist, photographer, event photographer, street photographer. Um, yeah, observer, witness. Not Jehovah's Witness, just a witness.
So you are a painter and a photographer, right?
Yeah, well, first started off as an artist, just comic book wise, conceptually, surrealism, portraits, and probably 6, 7 years ago was having like creative issues, like making stuff. So I had to kind of branch off and do something. Yeah, I had to like literally like step out the house and do something. And at the time I lived upstate New York, so I'd either drive north, hike around, or take the train to the city and like photograph. But I was still new to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then slowly became addicting, and then
when was that?
this was before I moved to Jersey, so yeah, like right 2015, 2016. So yeah, that's when I was getting more into it.
And at that point, it was more like a hobby.
Yeah, I just loved it from my close friends who were into it. So but I appreciated it. I just took upon doing it, and once I got good to me, it was like addicting. And
so you've been taking photos for about almost 9 years, it seems.
yeah, that adds up. Like if I forget COVID, you got to skip a couple years to like do the
really?
math.
I think COVID is a time where you actually like
no, definitely not.
grow.
Oh yeah, definitely not skipping. I definitely used that time in a good way. So I grew definitely there during that time.
Yeah.
As an artist. Yep.
But you're currently doing photography and being an artist full time, right?
Yeah.
How has that been for you?
It's been good. It's definitely a hustle environment where you just have to keep on. You hear about it from school, and you hear the trend of, or the thing of, it's hard to get jobs out there, but you just really have to put yourself out there and go get stuff or opportunities. And since 2020, you meet people, and it leads to one thing to another, and next thing you know, you're getting gigs, or you're doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
That's how I met you.
Well, I was thinking about we did so many art projects together, like photography projects together. Before that, we met at the Astor Place.
Yeah.
At Big Mike's art show.
Right. And I think I was going there. I just saw you by chance. I think I was there to see Bermeo, Cinco. Those are the only two artists I knew of.
I met Bermeo there for the first time.
Yeah.
I also saw. Oh shit! I'm forgetting his name.
Blanco was there.
Blanco,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Blanco.
So those are the people I knew at the time.
Actually really love Blanco's
Yeah, he's
work.
my dude. I love that dude. I love those dudes. So yeah, I was going to see them, and then, but I was still new to the whole scene, so I felt like I was just not trying to, I always try not to be, I don't know what's the word, in the way. You feel like weird, or what's the word, imposter syndrome, like being in the scene. So those first few times or events, I was just kind of being polite about it. I was getting shots, but then
you were just observing.
Yeah, observing. But then the shots get noticed, and then they start to pick up on who's this guy shooting around, or.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. Because
I got your shot the same way. I saw you and was like, who is this girl? She was just looking at art. I was like, she had this white. Let me stop.
I had a white blouse on.
Yeah, with nice skirt or something like that. Yeah.
But like I remember that moment.
It was like red.
I also was kind of like that, like talking about imposter syndrome. I felt like I was not really belonged.
Yeah, you can like being nice, being not too out there, like extroverted, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but at that time, I'm pretty close to Big Mike, and then I wanted to go visit him, and I was happy to meet other artists. And then at some point, I think I went there alone. I was a little lonely in a way. But
First night?
It was my first time. I mean, I think it's because I didn't really come with my whole, like with a friend. I was also getting used to the scene. I didn't really have so many friends at the underground art scene.
Right.
So
I feel like it picked up quick, because once I saw you there, I felt like you were featured in that same. So you were featured in that same location, right? And then you know slowly had other shows and other things. So it felt like for you it picked up quickly. I was
Thank
like, this
you.
girl's she's coming. Look
I
out.
mean, same to you. Like, again, as you said, people were checking out your photos and you're being noticed. You're kind of like the photographer in the underground art scene in New York. I dare to say.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know what to say, but you know, there's a lot of photographers, so it means a lot for me, you know, to say that.
That's
But
like
yeah,
accepting it, right?
yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
yeah, I am
You
the
know,
only
I
one.
just like shooting the scene. You know, I love documentary style photos.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're depending on your mood, like you're introverted sometimes, so you can be a fly in a wall and just be chill and catch moments. That's where it helps with street photography is for sure, but events and all that, um, yeah, it's nice.
I feel like in general, photographers are less extroverted.
Yeah, I feel like some of
Not
the
like
ones I meet,
all
they're
introverted.
definitely a little more shy, chill, or something weird, even you know, perverted. You know,
Yeah, again, observing,
there's
the
a range,
observing.
there's a range for sure.
You're just like sitting in the corner, just like shooting stuff.
But then there's definitely some crazy ones that are more bold, street photography wise, who come out shooting with flash in people's faces and getting those crazy shots where I don't think I'm there or would try to do that, but definitely there's a scale.
Yeah. Well, speaking of photos, I think the first shoot that we did was for New York Fashion Week.
Oh yeah, the rain.
The rain shot. It
Those are
was,
good.
I think it was in
Wow.
Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and
And that happened by chance because we couldn't find our location or it was not available to us. So we just kind of improvised in the moment and it worked out. In
yeah,
the street or in the building staircase or
anywhere in the
construction
city
site.
is our canvas.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
She was the paint and I was the brush and
Okay, say it again. I love this analogy. We talked about this before the pod. So, I'm the paint.
yeah, the camera was the brush and the street was the canvas, right? Yeah.
Street is the canvas, and
you can make it
people
work.
are the paint.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's I feel like that's the analogy that only you can make because you're a photographer and a visual artist.
Yeah, I feel like some photographers probably wouldn't think that way.
Yeah.
Because I didn't come up a typical photographer. Like I didn't take it in school really, so I'm approaching it from an artistic sense and still learning along the way.
I remember your first exhibit at Ramsey's.
Dumbo, yeah.
Yeah, at Dumbo.
That was nice.
Yeah, so you had like one wall of photographies and the other wall of your art.
Which at first was supposed to start art only, but I didn't know if I can fill it with only art. And plus, everyone at the time knew me as a photographer. So some people would ask me what photos or what's going to be there, but I slowly figured out, okay, I'll do half photo, half art, so people can see both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does your visual art and photography, I mean, how do you call it? Like just painting?
Yeah, it's a lot of, there was some painting. I'm still new to painting. I'm definitely more of a drawing and graphite, black and white artist.
How does drawing and photography interact with each other? Do you think, how does that impact?
I'm trying to connect that because as I'm connecting back to the art scene, like photography led me back to the art scene. So now I'm trying to like balance that out. So it's like an 80-20 relationship with photo to art because photo's so easy. So with art, it's hard to like sometimes dig there. So now I'm using photos as reference. At least it's the starting point to visually or telling a story. Because you know, art-wise, I got after so many years of being away from it, it was like I didn't know what I wanted to say or what I wanted to reveal to people. So you know, it's still there. There's still like concepts and stories, but you know, you're still trying to make something original, something new.
So since you take so many pictures, do you feel like there are like common themes? So you extract the common themes out of it and make
Yeah, it's
put it
definitely
in
a
your
lot.
art?
Like it's so many. So sometimes I have so many. I'm just like swimming in photos. Sometimes it's just like a lot.
I can only imagine. Yeah. Like I just don't know
just
how to deal with that. Even earlier today, we took so many photos.
Actually, I thought we went easy today, even though you know, it was a light day, but it was a good day. I think the Basquiat and Frida
That day was
Warhol,
good.
that was awesome.
That was a whole day. So that was last year's Fashion Week,
Right.
February.
Right.
And Jamie and I did a photo series of covering 3 artist icon. 1 Warhol, 2nd Basquiat, 3rd Frida Kahlo.
And the 4th was you, I think, right? It was
The
just
4th
like
was just like, I'm
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm the icon.
Mhm. Yep.
I really love that shoot. I think I just like chemistry wise, we have really good like artistic chemistry.
Yeah, I caught that the first day, like the first shoot. I was like, even though it was like pouring rain, we're all wet. I'm like, I could just keep going because like
You're just like I'm on it. I can keep going. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that.
yeah.
Yeah, and we also did. I'm missing out.
I felt like there's
on
something else.
There was one more, right? There was one more shoot.
Was it the one also with the purse? That was outside. That was the same day.
That was the New York
It-
Fashion
it-
Week too.
Yeah, it almost feels like a different shoot because it's a different location, but
Yeah.
also like those.
I mean, like, so you work with a lot of models.
Yeah,
So
or
when
just
do you,
people. Just
who
like,
do you look for? Like, what kind of qualities do you look for when you find models?
There's nothing really particular. It could be just a feature or just like a vibe, fashion, someone's look, or someone just like energy. Yeah, it's nothing real particular. It could be anybody, honestly. Like sometimes you see people on the street, you can approach them or you can shoot certain things and organically.
Yeah.
That kind of happens too.
So do you call yourself like street photographer?
Yeah, that I actually put that first because even when I'm not shooting for people or art wise, my day off sometimes is shooting street. So when typically it'll be like staying home, it'll be like a nice day, or even a crappy day, sunny, rainy, snow. I'll be out there.
Wow.
It's because you get any situation, you'll have different things. The world's always changing. The street, every corner is a new day. That's why I don't think I will ever stop shooting like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like our podcast is called Artists and the City. So you're capturing the city wherever, whenever you are. Like, how does New York inspire you?
Well, for that same reason, that it's always going. It's never stopping. It's like different vibes. Like every block, every borough, is something different. So it's like some people, I understand they see the same thing when you see New York, like the typical New York shots. But I like shooting it where it almost doesn't. It feels like New York, but you can't recognize it like specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely be nice to travel more spots and see new locations. Because even when I go to Queens, Brooklyn, places I'm not familiar with, it's interesting to me.
Yeah.
So like, you could imagine another state or country or something.
Well, like I was outside of New York for a while, and I don't know. I considered New York. My identity as a New Yorker was so big, and I was a little worried that I won't be able to do the same if I leave New York.
Right.
But I managed to do.
Yeah, because you left and you were gone for a while.
I was gone for like half a year.
Yeah.
And I did manage to do all the things that I was
You
kind
took that
of
New York
doing.
energy with you.
I tried. I also ended up finding a group of people that's like kind of like a similar vibe in a way. In Korea, there is a group of artists called 해쳐모여. It's in Korean. 해쳐모여 means you like that? 해쳐모여.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's like how do they call it? You gather. It's like it's gathering things that's spread it around. So you bring in a whole bunch of different kinds of artists, whether it be Korean or like non-Koreans. And this white guy from Connecticut, I think he's from Connecticut. Of course,
Man.
it's a white guy.
Wow.
Yeah, white guy from Connecticut. He's like, let's just do this. So he started doing this.
Wow.
So his last exhibit was actually in Thailand. So this group exhibit was doing it in Seoul for a while, and then they moved the location to Thailand. So I found them, and it was really nice to.
That sounds like a nice thing to carry over and keep that energy going with. I mean, it's nice in a place far away because not everyone here can go there. So when you find that elsewhere,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And of course, there were photographers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know you and your friends had some good shots, some good photos. So I'm like, okay, they got some people out there.
Oh, okay, you're checking it
Yeah, man, some good
out.
stuff.
You're like, okay, Minji getting photos.
Okay, she cheated on me. Okay, it's okay. I understand. Long distance thing, it's all good.
Yeah, we're in an open photographic
yeah.
relationship.
Photographic, yeah.
Should we talk about that shot that we did earlier?
I mean, if you want to, but it's okay.
I mean, like, you fucking saw my pussy.
That's that's the quote of the day, pretty much.
No, okay. So we were trying to make a photo for the cover of the podcast.
We did a few concepts, right? Like the microphone, books, and laptops.
Yeah.
Different levels, if you will.
It was cozy. It started off cozy, and then later on, like, why don't we like just tie Minji up?
Got kind of go like the censorship route of like constraints to like someone like you're not holding back or pushing forward. So
yeah, I think that's kind of like how we can work together so well, because you're like, I'm down.
Yeah, and you're down.
Yeah, I'm like, you're down, I'm down, let's do this.
You were literally down.
I was like on the floor. I was on the floor, like half naked, tied up with the mic on. And yeah.
That's a first, yeah.
Yes.
She was my first tied up.
That was your first tied up
tied
shot?
Up, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored. Also, you were cheating on me too. You were getting shots with a bunch of other models.
Hey, look, it's just part of the job, It's just what it's all. It's just It's just what I do.
I mean, I have a lot of artistic partners. I mean, Samira was the first guest of the show.
That's okay.
Yeah, and then it's so important to have partners, or like, I don't know, like someone that you have artistic chemistry with.
Right.
And it's so hard to find them.
Yeah, you could definitely feel when it's there and when it's not there.
Yeah.
For sure.
When you feel that it's not there, what do you do as a photographer?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. Sometimes you just wrap it up. No.
Like, hey,
right,
good,
time to go.
good work.
Time to go, guys. No, but you really try to pull something out of people, or it's definitely much harder. It's just harder. You might get a result, but it's not as easy as with other people.
Do you still push to get the
results?
results?
You just but eventually, like, if it's someone that I'm cool with, the vibe is usually there anyway. So it's just a matter of just feeling comfortable with the setting, or yeah. It's not that bad. I guess I haven't had too many bad clients to like know. Okay, I could think of a few now. Yeah, but it's okay. It happened. It was a real quick thing, so
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like a designer type of thing where quick, like what website wardrobe selling stuff. It's easy. It's not like we do. It's
Not like editorial.
It's more editorial, but like for like fashion and retail. But our creative stuff is definitely easier.
Yeah, I think what we were trying to do was to tell some sort of story, and that's the part that's hard.
And that's why I end up liking to do all the time, even on the street. Like sometimes I'm looking for a fashion or a moment that's about to happen, or sometimes a story you can't really intentionally tell. You can't like see things happen and be like, well, here comes a story. Maybe later on you'll notice it.
Yeah.
But I think what it is, I'll feel something. Like I always say, as a photographer, I will feel the photo more than see it.
Yeah.
And then later on, I'll go back and see the photos and really see what's going on. And what I felt was there, but then there's probably more.
Yeah.
And that's usually a story or some kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like, for example, that was like one guy walking down a sidewalk, and an older guy, like a cop, and then the opposite corner of the sidewalk was someone who looked identical to him, like crossing paths. So it looked almost like his past self and his old, like two versions of himself crossing paths, things like that. But it just happened right in front of me, and things like that.
So like, tell me, like, for photographers, you just gotta capture that fucking moment, right? Yeah. And then when you don't have a camera, or like when you don't have the perfect,
gotta be ready. Like,
yeah.
I mean, even when I go to a store, sometimes I'll have it on me, and if I don't, I usually see some shit that I'm like, I wish I had my camera. But in the city, for sure, you always keep it ready, or just be ready.
How do you keep all those photos? Like you said, you're
I
swimming in your
got
photos.
yeah. I'm just literally like yeah. No, I got like hard drives, clouds, all that stuff.
Aren't you scared of the hard drive?
I mean, eventually
Just
I make copies, but I just take care of it. Yeah, I'm probably be more scared if it was in a cloud and then the cloud went bad and lose all my shit there. But I just keep it both places if I can.
I'm more scared of hard drive actually.
Really?
Yeah, because cloud, it's on there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you
can
know,
it fuck up?
I mean, with the whole thread of like people saying the infrastructure, they like mess up the online infrastructure, things could get lost. But I don't know how like true that is. But I just try to keep it where I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually scary, but I'm also trying to like copy and all that, but like I
Right.
cannot imagine how it is like for
No,
you.
that's a lot. If I
Like
showed you,
that.
you'd be scared. It's like just so much. 'Cause I got like, so many hard drives.
Like how big is it? Like terabyte?
Yeah, big ones, like the big ones.
Like 10
Yeah,
terabyte?
like the 6, like mostly 6, 8. A lot of those. I don't have like super big ones because it's like it's almost like putting all your eggs in one basket. So I try to keep it decent size.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But then also I have like the smaller ones, 2 gigs or 20 terabytes or all different ones.
Now I'm trying to do videos, right? Oh, videos are terrible.
They take mass space, so I feel bad
A
for you.
lot of space.
Okay, well you're gonna have to borrow some of my stuff, or get your own.
I gotta get my own.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I like videos. That's the one thing I don't do that I would love to do is film. Because I was talking to someone about this, where visually, whether it's art or photo wise, it's all in the thought process of me seeing it like a movie or like a scene. So ultimately, the ultimate end game would be to do a film.
Would you be, so your eyes are on the film now? Like, do you kind of want to start
I mean,
filming?
like it's just a matter of like the whole thing about it, like editing time. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
but I
you,
would love to though.
have you tried it?
Yeah, I've
so
done
far?
short ones. I'll do like short 2-minute like silent movies, like something like that, black and white stuff. But I like to experiment with little scenes and then tell a story, a quick story, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. And then expand upon it.
I think that's a good start because it's like now people only look at reels and
Yeah,
TikTok.
it's all like videos, so it'll be fun to do.
Yeah. I mean, like, I also have my eyes on movies too.
Hey, sounds like another project.
Another project.
Uh-oh. Get the tape.
Get
Get the tape.
Get on the floor. Get on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a film project in mind. I want to write. I mean, I think for me, my core, I realize that my core is writing. I always say that I'm not going to be a comedian for the whole time, but I will be an artist
Right.
my whole life. But I am also a writer, so hence the name Text and the City.
Right.
So I kind of want to like start writing a synopsis, not like filming itself.
Have you ever wrote like books or like tried to write books or like short stories or like even me, like I thought about doing like a children's book, but in like a different, not typical sense, something quick but artsy, but then like
I never thought that you were thinking about children's book.
yeah, something. But I have like a not that it'll be appropriate for that, but like a dark sense of humor. So maybe
You wanted to do
no, but
dark humor for
just-
children?
maybe it'll be like for adults, but I guess that wouldn't work out. But you know what I mean? Like it's like there's got to be a niche somewhere. But maybe I'm just
some
bugging.
dark kids. That's some Scorpio shit. That is
Probably.
a Scorpio shit. He's a Scorpio. Like the Scorpios, just dark, love being dark, love being
Yeah.
secretive.
Yeah. You lucky I'm on the podcast right now. You know?
I'm in the like a closer circle.
Right. This is
so
a close, yeah, different.
it's an honor to be with you.
Yeah.
Well, what were you saying? The book.
Yeah.
Text and the City. The very first post of Text and the City is writing, and then those are short stories or like nonfiction. You call it? I think people
excerpts?
call it creative nonfiction. Like it's just like my narrative of my own story
Right.
about certain topics.
Right.
And I started that that's how Text in the City started, And then at some point, I just switched into like painting.
Right.
And then at some point,
But
comedy.
I feel like you also incorporate text and mixed media with the paint. So it's like, it does still feel to me like there's book elements in the art when I first saw your work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
felt that, especially when you had your solo show in Brooklyn. That it was like that big. It was like that big show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that one. A lot of that work was nice. A lot of the pages, and I would love to do stuff like that, like mixed media, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I remember that you were also the
yeah.
designated photographer
That's
of my
right. That's
first
right. That's something
exhibit.
else with it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are good.
The studio closed down actually.
Wow. R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Studio 111.
Wow. Sad.
It is sad. Remember we did like photos at the
Yeah,
stairs too?
I didn't even know that was the same spot. I just thought it was a nice staircase, and turned out to be the same.
It's called synchronicity.
Yeah, that was so good. I'll still go back. I have all the photos everywhere on my phone, like, curating, editing or something. So I'm always seeing your photos, everyone's photos. So I feel like I'm always seeing everyone. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
I mean, you also have sometimes put out really nice photo essays in a way, like for event photography, and I really love watching it. It was very, like it was some sort of my connection to the New York art world when I was not around, so I really appreciated that.
Yeah, some people say that where they feel the vibe of the place like as if they were there.
Yeah.
Just from some of the photos, even if it's just like little moments, little things like that.
Would that be the biggest compliment, or like
Yeah,
what else?
Yeah, it's nice. So that's what you hope for, people to enjoy the work and like that part of it.
Like, what's the biggest compliment that you ever got on your photography or art?
Damn, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Or what makes you happy about it?
Damn, that's a good one. I don't know. I mean, just doing it, honestly, like seeing it, like once it's done and I see the result of it, that's like the drug that keeps you wanting to keep making more. I mean, when people like it, that's good too. But I think I also got used to being in a space where once I started making photos, I was just making it for myself.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have like a photo social media page. I just had an art page. I would just make photos, and even if I posted it, I'd never try to like do much with it.
Yeah.
I just made stuff I liked, and then slowly as I put it out there and being in this circle, people react to it now that I'm putting it out there. So it's good that people like it because it's what I like. So it's kind of. But if they didn't, I wouldn't care either because it's like I'm still gonna make it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey.
I mean, people react to it because your photos are amazing. First of all.
Thanks. And it's a wide range too, because I know some of it's not for everyone. Like some of the street photos may be a little bit too gritty, or I think everyone likes their taste. It's like peaceful scenes, nice, whatever. It's the city. It's whatever it is.
But I was gonna ask. So like, I also enjoy being in the process of art.
Yeah.
That's really what gets me going. But because I'm doing comedy, right?
That's tough.
It's tough because you get reaction from the people.
That's right away.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta make these people
you
laugh.
You have to. If they don't like it, that's not good. It's like,
I know.
Right.
It's like that's the hardest part because in the beginning I'm like, comedy is fun.
Right.
So I started just like I like talking on the stage, love the attention, and I'm an attention whore, in case you haven't noticed. But and then therefore I'm modeling for you. And then now I'm like, I really gotta make these people laugh.
Yeah. Especially different places, you got different vibes, different people, sense of humor.
Yeah, and at some point, it's really not about me.
No.
So that was the part that was just like off-putting for me in a way.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm the same. I grew up loving comedy. Like I was a young kid watching like old school comedy that was too mature for me, that I probably shouldn't have been listening to. But I could recite it probably. And
Recite it, please.
No, I can't remember. But if there was like another thing I would do, like always have these little questions where it's like, what would you do if you weren't this or that? It would be like a basketball player or like a stand-up comedian, like those kind of things. Movie director.
You can still do it.
Oh yeah, no. It's just like it looks easy when you see it, but it's not. It looks also hard when you see it. Like when you're there in person, it's like.
Oh, okay. So
right?
Jamie, you gotta go watch the shittiest open mic, the most terrible open mic ever, and you'd be like, I can do that too.
Right. I think that's how I started. I would come down to the city and shoot music scenes, but before the musicians will come on, they would have stand up.
Okay.
So I would get there early and I would just vibe out and listen. So once I was listening to it, I'm like, I was told my friend, I go, I think I want to do this, or I like to do this.
But did you?
I was too shy. And I didn't have like my voice, or I didn't know my approach as a comedian, like how it would be. I don't know if it'll be how I am, like I'm chill, or if it'll be, some people are more dry.
But was there any story that you wanted to tell?
That's the thing. I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like it'll be more like a natural thing, or maybe I guess write it. Like you would probably have to figure out what you would say, because I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends in what setting you know me. I'm a funny dude.
Yeah.
But depends how you know me. Like some places I'm more serious, like no nonsense, like working on stuff. But I'm a clown sometimes.
I think everyone is funny.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own funny part.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think I'm funny.
There you go. See, no, well.
I mean,
but you end up on stage though.
It was, I think, again, everyone is funny in their own way, but it's more about you get up on stage and start being funny.
Right.
That's
hard. That's hard, man.
That is
hard.
hard. You can be funny in your daily life.
Right.
But funny on stage for 5 minutes that's the hard part.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it'll be cool. I gotta work on like my delivery and like just how I am with the crowd. But I think also once you feel the crowd into it, it probably helps, right?
Yeah, I think so. Or worse. Or it gets worse. I'm like, the more I speak, it's gonna be more terrible.
Wow.
But we're gonna hang in here.
Yeah. That's something to think about. But
yeah. If it's meant for you, I think it's gonna happen. Maybe movie director too.
See, I think when you're thinking about like comedic wise, I feel like I have like a sense of humor with timing that it'll translate better in like movies or like videos, or you'll see the sense of humor in that. Yeah. Maybe not me acting a certain way, but a combination of all that.
I also enjoyed working with Cinco with our comedy sketch.
Okay.
Yeah, and Cinco actually started as a filming person, right? Mm-hmm. Movie director. Was he a movie director?
He was in the videography.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cinco.
Yeah, and shout out to Cinco. Miss you. And it was a lot of fun. I didn't really know that he has such a director side, but like he had that.
Yeah.
And he's also Virgo. I can't.
Oh, Virgo.
I hang out with Virgo, so I'm Pisces. So Pisces and Virgo, we're a good match.
Right.
Scorpio as well.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like, do you care about astrology?
I don't know if I care about it, but I'm aware of it to the point where I see it and I go, okay. And especially when it's accurate, I go, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I don't keep up with it too much. But sometimes it just algorithm be in your face about it. And so I'm aware of it.
So I'm Pisces. So Pisces means like we fluctuate and we feed on people's energy a lot. And then it's like we get influenced so easily.
I see.
And for Virgos, they have their standards or their ways of like somewhat of a controlling.
Right.
And I'm like, I can be controlled.
Right. So you'll adapt to that.
Yes.
Right. I feel like I'm a little bit that way too, where if I'm with someone who's more, let's say, party oriented or adventurous, let's say, I remember being with someone who brought up my adventurous side, and that kind of flowed that way. But then it could go too far, where maybe if I keep up with that, I need to be able to pull back. Mm-hmm. So if I'm around people who are into their work or doing something, handling the business, I'm fine with that too. Yeah. So it's nice to be in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, it's called being flexible.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also a good characteristic to work together. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to remember earlier today when you're tying me up, like you're just
that's someone walked in on that line to be like, wow.
Yeah.
I'll come back in like 10 minutes. Okay.
Jamie just tied me up and he taped me and took a pictures of me.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then at some point I'm like, I gotta lose the control of this.
Yeah, because you got it tensed up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
right?
like, okay, I gotta let this happen.
Yeah.
And Jamie got me. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's not gonna rape me. It's okay. But we made it happen.
No, it came out good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and that's being flexible.
Oh yeah. And I think it's also, I find myself being aware of people, of energy wise, so like not I think allow that, like not control too much either. So self awareness is good in general, no matter what your sign is, I think. But some people have it better than others, I guess.
Do you feel like your, I don't know, like co-working skill got better as you work with a lot of different models?
For sure. No, yeah, because I remember first starting, it was not the best, where I didn't know how to direct people or what I wanted. I mean, even now, sometimes I still don't, but at least you can direct people to get there. But I needed time to practice and get better.
So when you're like working on like new photo project per se, like do you collect a lot of like reference photos?
Lately, it's been more into that. Before, I never did it too much. I would just kind of have an idea, just mostly like location, and then from there, kind of organically work around it, like naturally. But it's good now to have some reference for the model.
Yeah.
Even for myself, to see if they need help, have something to go to.
I find it easier to do at least a bit of a mood boarding.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before getting into a photo shoot.
Definitely helps. Because even me, like sometimes, I remember a few shoots getting there, and I'm just like, I feel like I showed up to the test and I didn't study, and I go, damn, I don't know what I want to do right now. So it's good to have something to just like recall back and say, okay, we got to do A, B, C at least, or just branch off from that.
Yeah.
Or because sometimes the location is not it, even though it looks good. It's like, how do I work around this couch or this tree? Like, what do we do? It's like you need something to play with.
I feel that. I was actually doing fashion photo shoot without you.
It hurts.
Without you. And I had
must have been during retrograde.
And I was working with other models but me, which was very challenging.
That's a different vibe too, because you feed off each other or you work around each other, right?
It was the first time getting photos taken with other people, because it's like always one on
one person, right?
So that was very interesting, but I also had to tell them what I envisioned for this.
So you had more of the vision than they did to kind of orchestrate it a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so to do that, I definitely had to mood board.
Yeah, so you almost kind of dipped into your artistic or your art director skills to kind of,
Yeah.
point out what's, because some models probably need more help than others. So that's another good tip with a model, to help them feel comfortable, is like maybe have someone else there.
Yeah. I mean, I do see myself as an art director at some point of my life.
Good. I did it one time also, and it was like, when you like lie or expand on your resume, but you don't have quite the skill set for it. So I think I did that with art director.
How? What did that job look like? What did you art direct for?
It was for a fashion shoot, but I was assigned to do photography, but then also art directing. But which just involved like finding the models, location, booking places, just planning everything out, doing all the work like that the designer doesn't have to do, that he would have done himself. So yeah, at first it feels like a lot, but once you just do it, but maybe like doing jobs when you have like managerial skills, that kind of helps. So like just calm yourself down and just do it like a task, and that's it. Like, I mean, some people are definitely more built for that. When you're a little all over the place as an artist, sometimes it's not as easy.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's cool.
I think it also takes like, especially when I was working with you, I just fully trusted your aesthetics, and that's so important.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I'm in good hands.
Yeah,
I don't have to control.
it's gonna come out cool, or you trust where it's going.
Yes, and then
I remember the staircase in the rain. It was like with the purse on the heel.
Yes.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
But,
do you also feel the same for models too? Like
definitely
you have trust for them?
Yeah, like you for example, like you just know no matter what idea you have, it's almost like being a director with an actor, where you have a scene, so the scene's gonna play out how you plan, but then they might improvise the scene or do something extra that's gonna make it better.
Yeah.
So things like that you look forward to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we gotta make that movie then.
Yeah.
We're gonna make that movie.
Yeah.
We actually talked quite a lot.
Yeah.
I really appreciated touching upon the New York art scene, your
Yeah.
photography,
Mhm.
working with different models, working as a director.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything before we
Honestly,
close?
when you're so caught up in the middle of working in different things, it's hard to take a step back
Yeah.
and see what you're doing as a whole or what you've done. So it's like, maybe I'll have to come back to like add some more to it or just touch upon other stuff.
No, I mean, I guess it's a reminder that we're doing something right.
Yeah, that's good. You're just in the flow of it all.
Yeah. And then, I mean, think about like how like you started photography like almost 10 years ago and you're just like a full-time photographer right now.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's fun. It's looking forward to doing more work and see where it leads to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book this guy.
Yeah. Leave the tape at home.
Okay, yeah, just about stripping and tying someone up, that's just my work.
Yeah, it's just exclusive.
Yeah, it's just exclusive tying relationship, whatever that is. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so thank you for coming out to
Thank
the
you for having me.
podcast,
Yeah.
Jamie. And listeners, please tune in for the next episode. See ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.